Fighting Bees coming in at 2-2.
Number 6, Nick Gieselman, and number 7, Chris Burhans. Oh, that's right.
2-2 coming off 2 heartbreaking losses, one at St. Francis of Indiana, where they lost by 5 in the last second of the game. And last week, losing by 1 to Olivet Nazarene. The kick by St. Francis goes out of the end zone. Fighting Bees will have it at the 20-yard line.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The starting lineups for the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees: quarterback number 11, Jeff Kitzman; running back number 34, Joe Schimmel; fullback number 39, Steve Parker; one of the flanker, wide receiver, Chris Brands, the other receiver, number 1, Joe DuPage; tight end, number 9, Ryan Atzenik; and on the O-line, the banged-up O-line, we have left tackle Raul Blanco, left guard Kurt Gersh, center Brad Cook, right guard Gabe Berta, and number 78, Paul Cagle.
Jeff Kitzman takes the snap from center.
Throws
incomplete to Chris Burhans. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Bees. The defense for the St. Francis Illinois Saints. At defensive end, Sean Koska. Left tackle, Dave Pollock. Right tackle, Joe Ostrowski. Defensive end is Steve Cush. The linebacking core, Ron Veranda, TJ Gruber, Adam Mrazek. And the defensive backfield, Ed McLean, Jim Hanton, Rob Williams, and Scott Henja. Pass by Kitzman, complete to number 1, Joe DuPage.
About 18 yard.
About an 18-yard gain on the play. First down, St. Ambrose.
Yeah, the St. Ambrose O-line's had a few injuries. Actually, the whole offense has. Larry Williams, running back, rotates in with Schimmel, is out, as well as
Greg Ford, the left guard, I noticed is out today.
Yeah, they moved over. They brought in freshman center Brad Cook as a center and moved the regular center Kurt Gersh into Ford's spot at left guard.
Penalty is offsides on St. Ambrose.
Offside.
Kitzman under center, 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, and Burhans to the top of your screen. Kitzman takes the snap, hands off to Schimmel, who runs about 5 yards.
Tackle on the play by number
54
and 78, David Pollock.
6 yards, 2nd down.
About 2nd and 9 for the Bees. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Burhans and Ford. Kitzman under center. Takes the snap and pitches to Schimmel, who runs to the outside. And is brought down by number 22, Jim Hanton.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about both teams. St. Ambrose has come off 2 heartbreaking losses, one to St. Francis of Indiana and Olivet Nazarene last week. The St. Francis, Illinois Fighting Saints have a record of 1-3 with couple back-to-back losses against Walsh and St. Xavier in the conference.
Kitzman back to pass. Fires to DuPage. And a nice catch for a St. Ambrose first down. Gain of about 10 on the play.
Ryan Antonik back into the game.
It'll be first down, St. Ambrose, at the St. Francis 47-yard line.
As Burhans and DuPage come out.
Aaron Washington and Andy Ford at the bottom of your screen. Kitzman under center. Takes the snap. Option to the left. Kitzman takes it himself. and breaks free for about an 11-yard gain and another St. Ambrose first down.
Yeah, that was some nice blocking by the left tackle, Raul Blanco, on the play.
Tackle made by Jeff Hampton.
Tackle made by Jeff Hampton. They're going to have a measurement on the play.
Yeah. Check total stats.
First down, St. Ambrose on the 10-yard run by Jeff Kitzman.
Yeah, I think we're going to expect to see Schimmel with a lot more carries that Larry Williams is out.
Your tight fullback Joe Schimmel, fullback Steve Clary, who has been banged up in a couple of games, and your quarterback, of course, Jeff Kitzman, who's now under the eye, taking the snap, handing it off, draw up the middle for Schimmel.
Kitz on the handoff to Joe Schimmel for a gain of about 5 on the play.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier on that play. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Ron Verona makes the tackle for St. Francis. Pick up a 4 and a second down and 6 play coming up for St. Ambrose.
Do you want me to go? Want me to get on this? Okay, all right. Kit's back in the shotgun formation. Burhan's is the wide out. DuPage in motion. Handoff to number 34, Joe Schimmel, for a gain of about 3 on the play. There's a flag down on the play. We'll see what this call is all about. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. Looks like an illegal shift.
Illegal shift against St. Ambrose.
Probably be about a 5-yard penalty. St. Ambrose Bees have currently the number 2 ranked offense in the conference.
Still second down, 11 to go.
Yeah. With Schimmel leading the way with 9 touchdowns on the season, Larry Williams with 4. Kitzman's passed for 6 TDs.
Second and 11. Kit's in the shotgun. Takes the snap.
Fires to
Ball
Ryan
knocked down.
Antonick.
Pass incomplete to Ryan Antonick. Ball was knocked away by
Number
Ron
30,
Veranda.
39, Ron Veranda.
Third and 11. And Joe DuPage comes back in the game.
At about St. Francis 38-yard line.
Burhands to the bottom of your screen, 84 to the top of your screen. Kitzman in the shotgun with Schimmel to his right. Takes the snap. Scrambles, runs for
There's another flag down on the
a
play.
gain of about 2 yards. Flag on the play.
Jeff Kitzman, the ball carrier. Pickup of 1, 4th down.
False start on the Fightin' Bees offense. We'll redo the down.
For the Bees really having trouble with penalties in this opening series. They've had 2 false starts and an illegal shift. Let's hope they can.
Penalty was declined, actually, by the St. Francis, Illinois, and that's going to bring up about 4th and 8 from the St. Francis 36-yard line, and the Bees are bringing the punt team out on the field. Looks like they will punt.
Punter number 18, John James, and the long snapper number 65. A long punt. Out of
Nice
bounds
punt.
about this.
Out at the 4-yard line. So the Fighting Bees will take the field. Defense will take the field.
And now Nick Holdy will give you the St. Francis starting offense.
Starting offense for St. Francis, as they have struggled. I believe they're in the bottom of the conference in total offense, but they come out with their quarterback, number 3, Scott Goodwin, their tailback, number 24, James Marshall, and the flanker, number 6, Jason Hall, and Cordell Circe, the other split end. Marshall takes the snap, pitches it to running back, number 24, James Marshall, for about a 5-yard gain to the right. A horde of bees on the tackle. Yeah. And we'll finish the St. Francis starting offense. Their left tackle is Greg Bufford, number 65. Their left guard, number 70, Tom Lenahan. Their center, number 62, David Stasnik. The right guard, number 68, Mike Stasnik. And the right tackle, number 64, Jake Lambert.
It's about a 4-yard pickup on that last play. 2nd and 6 for the Fighting Saints. Draw off the middle. Brought down by number 97, Brandon Graves.
Marshall again with the carry.
St. Ambrose Fighting Bees defense is headed up by the defensive line with Sean Giffen, Brandon Graves, Mike Novak, and Jake Brower. The linebacking core, Kevin Hopkins, Mike Ossaker, and Ricky Shepard. In the defensive backfield with Alex Romero, TJ Sheedy, Luke Perry, and Adam Panther. 3rd and 1 for the Saints on the 14-yard line. Hand off to Marshall, who was met immediately with the
Smothered by the Bees
Ricky Shepard
defense.
and a swarm of St. Ambrose Fighting Bees.
Yeah, number 42, Kevin Hopkins, in on the tackle as well.
He's having a great year. He's leading the St. Ambrose defense in tackles with 40. And not far behind is his linebacker partner, Mike Ossaker, with 35 tackles on the season.
And they did not get the first down. And
It'll be 4th and 1 from the 19-yard line. Andy Ford back to receive the punt. Andy Ford takes the punt. A nice block from
Right.
Alex Romero. And another nice block from
Ford goes. He's still
Ford
going.
goes down the
And
sideline.
Ford is going to go all the way.
10,
5. Touchdown,
St. Ambrose.
Bees.
Andy Ford with the long
Oh, there's a
punt
flag down
return.
on the play, though. Hold everything.
There's a flag on the play.
We're looking like
This could be an illegal block on St. Ambrose. Holding against St. Ambrose. That'll bring the touchdown back. What a nice run by Andy Ford, though. He really got to the outside and sprinted down the sideline.
and that penalty is going to take the ball back. 46-yard line of St. Francis. Fighting B offense will coming in and take the field. Jeff Kitzman is quarterback.
Let's see if the offense can produce something here in the second drive of the game. So if you got Burhans and DuPage to the top of your screen, Schimmel in the tailback position, Steve Parker, number 39, in the fullback position,
Yeah,
as well as Kitzman.
Yeah, and Clark's in there because Steve Cleary injured he had a high ankle sprain, is out for indefinitely. We don't know the total time period, but
Kitzman under center. St. Francis defensive line shifts, takes the snap, draw play to Schimmel, who is met by two St. Francis defenders. Number 54, Adam Brazier.
on the tackle.
Pickup of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 7, pickup of 3.
Washington in the game for Burhans at receiver.
Kitzman under center with Steve Parker and Schimmel in the backfield, and Washington and DuPage to the top of your screen. Play action.
It's got DuPage wide open.
Wide open pass to DuPage. Complete
DuPage
down the
is still
sideline.
going.
And out of bounds.
The 5-yard line. As the ref
5-yard
takes the
line.
spill.
About a 40-yard pickup on the play.
That was a really nice ball by Kitzman.
38 yards, first and goal for St. Ambrose.
Bees are looking to punch it in the end zone right now.
Ball at the 6-yard line. Bees have had a lot of success this year with the offense. Joe Schimmel gaining nearly 600 yards in their first 4 games. Larry Williams also having a nice season with 430 yards in their first 4 games. Kitzman throwing the ball nicely has picked up about 700 passing yards already. Kitzman under center with Schimmel in the backfield. Antonek, DuPage, and forward to the top of your screen. Washington to the bottom. Takes the snap and hands off to Schimmel, who sprints to about the 3-yard line.
He's tackled by number 22, Jim Hatton. From St.
Second and goal from about the 3-yard line.
Schimmel under center right now. Schimmel in his backfield. Hands off to Schimmel. The drop play.
Schimmel runs into his offensive lineman.
He gains about
Maybe
1.
1 or 2 yards.
We'll make it about third and goal from about the 2-yard line.
2-yard line, looks like. Steve Parker coming out of the game. Joe DuPage and Andy Ford. No, Andy Ford's not coming in the game. Joe DuPage in the game. Steve Parker coming back in the game. Chris Burhane's leaving.
And the Bees will take a timeout.
Take a timeout. You're watching St. Ambrose football on the Family Ties Production Network. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Welcome back to St. Ambrose football. The Bees looking to punch it in from the 2-yard line with Kitzman under center, Parker at fullback, and Schimmel in the backfield. Ryan Antonek goes in motion. Hand off to Schimmel, who dives in the end zone for the St. Ambrose touchdown. Joe Schimmel runs 2 yards for the St. Ambrose touchdown, and the Bees lead 6-0.
And that was a very good surge right there on the left as left guard Eric Barta clearing a hole for Schimmel to be able to dive into.
Matt Webster on to try the extra point.
Excuse me, Gabe Barta on the play.
He will hold.
JT Busey takes the snap, the hold, the kick is good, and St. Ambrose leads 7-0 with 6 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. That was a nice job by that.
And welcome back to St. Ambrose.
Hold on.
All right, welcome back to the game.
St. Ambrose leading 7-0. The kick from Matt Webster. A short kick taken by
Kevin Hopkins in on the tackle on the kickoff.
Kick taken by Ray Lang.
As Luke Perry assisted.
At the 20-yard line, brought out to about the 31-yard line.
We'll see how St. Francis, Illinois' offense responds. We'll see how the Fighting Bees defense, if they can 3 and out the St. Francis offense again.
Jason Hall, the receiver, to the top of your screen. Cordell Searcy to the bottom of your screen. With Scott Goodwin under center. Takes the snap.
Rolls out.
Pass complete to Anton Merritt.
Ricky Shepard and Luke Perry.
Making that.
Ricky Shepard and Luke Perry in on the tackle for the Bees.
Gain of about 15 on the play. And a St. Francis first down.
Tackle made by Luke Perry for St. Ambrose, first down.
Saints come to the line with Searcy to the bottom of your screen and Hall to the top of your screen. A shift.
Hopkins in on the blitz.
Hand off to Marshall.
Missed tackle. Sean Giffen in on the tackle for the Bees. Held him for no gain.
Loss occurred there.
There's a nice play by Mike Ossaker coming up and making the play at the line of scrimmage.
Oh.
Mike Ossaker, and on the for St. Ambrose. Second down.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Saints at the 45-yard line. Goodwin under center. Hall and Searcy are the wide receivers with Marshall in the backfield.
And with the blitz,
Play
comes
action.
Mike Oscar.
And there goes Mike
Oscar
Oscar.
buries Marshall, or buries Goodwin in the backfield.
Quarterback Scott Goodwin.
Looks like the St. Francis offensive line had a little breakdown. They couldn't pick up the 2 blitzing linebackers, and Ossaker got to the quarterback pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
he hit that really hard on that play. Pretty solid.
A loss of 10 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 20 from the 35-yard line. The St. Francis offense coming to the line of scrimmage. Goodwin in the shotgun. Drops back to pass.
Blitz.
And who is
Sean Giffen
ball
came
is
from
loose,
behind,
and it's
strips the
recovered
ball,
by Mike
and Mike
Oscar.
Oscar has got it.
Flag on the play. We could see a holding penalty here on St. Francis.
Goodwin fumbles the ball. Ossaker picks it up for St. Ambrose.
It's holding. That penalty will be declined.
Going to be
And it will be Bees football at the St. Francis 33-yard line.
Well, that was a nice play by, I believe it was Brandon Graves who tackled the quarterback and knocked the ball loose. I believe it was either 97 or 91, Brandon Graves or Jason Pratt. Credit for
Stand
forcing
wide.
that fumble. And then Mike Ossaker falling on the ball. It'll be first down and 10 for the St. Ambrose Bees. Ford and DuPage at the top of your screen, Burhands to the bottom. Parker and Schimmel at the back positions, and Kitzman under center at quarterback. Kitzman takes a snap. Play action. Long pass. Falls incomplete of Chris Burhands.
Number 7, Ed McLean on the coverage for St. Francis.
It'll be 2nd and 10. St.
Throw on
Ambrose
the
from
play.
the St. Francis 33-yard line. Steve Parker coming out of the game. We have Ford and DuPage at the bottom of the screen. Antonik, the tight end, and Chris Burhands to the top of the screen. Kitzman in shotgun with Schimmel to the right at the tailback position. Kitzman takes the snap, drops back to pass. Screen pass to Joe Schimmel,
Number 54,
who runs for about
Adam Mrazek on the tackle.
6 yards on the play.
By Adam Mrazek for St. Francis. Pickup of 6.
Pick up of 6 on the screen pass to Schimmel. It'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 27-yard line of St. Francis. Kitzman in the shotgun with Ford and Schimmel. Ford in motion, takes the snap, drops back to pass. Fires wide open to Joe DuPage, who's knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
18, just
tackled. Mark it.
Bees are really marching down the field on the St. Francis defense.
Kitzman's been able to find Joe DuPage a number of times this season for long gains. DuPage has 9 receptions for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns so far this season, and he's tacking on quite a few extra yards in this first quarter. Kitzman goes under center with Schimmel in the backfield. Washington and DuPage to the top of your screen. Ford at the bottom. Ford in motion. Hands off to Schimmel, who cuts to the right and is met by a number of St. Francis defenders.
Number 90, Steve Cush in on the tackle, as well as about 2 other Saints players.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line.
Joe Ostrowski makes the goal for St. Francis.
St. Francis is going to put a goal line stand here, try to keep the Bees out of the end zone.
Jason Lynch and Steve Parker in the game. Aaron Washington to the bottom of your screen with Joe Schimmel at tailback. Parker shifts to the right, and then back to the left and the right. Kitzman with the option play, who is stuck by number 39.
Ron Veranda.
Big tackle.
That
was a nice tackle on that play. Met him right on the line of scrimmage. Three wide receivers coming into the game. Burhans, Ford, and DePage. The two tight ends, Jason Lynch and Ryan Antoinette, come out of the game. It'll be 3rd down and 6. DePage and Ford in the backfield with Kitzman, who is in the shotgun formation. Ford in motion to the right. Kitzman drops back and fires to the end zone. DePage for the St. Ambrose touchdown.
Man, that was a nice pass play right there.
That was a very nice pass from Kitzman.
DuPage
Drop back and hit DuPage on the nice out route for the St. Ambrose touchdown. Matt Webster and the field goal unit on to try the extra point. JT Busey gets the snap, and Matt Webster's kick is good. St. Ambrose leads the St. Francis Saints 14-0. You're watching St. Ambrose football on the Family Ties Production Network.
Welcome back to the game.
No, not yet.
All right. Welcome back to the game. As we look up at the scoreboard right now, it's 14-0, St. Ambrose Fighting Bees.
Matt Webster to kick off. Ray Lang and Scott Henya in the back. Ray Lang takes the ball out to the 35-yard line.
Who's tackled on the play by number 58 linebacker Ryan Hunt.
Ray Lang returns the kickoff for St. Francis at the 35-yard line.
Matt Webster fighting to get a good kick. The wind is blowing pretty hard right in his face. First down, St. Francis at the 35-yard line. Goodwin, the quarterback, under center with Marshall in the backfield. And Searcy and Hall are the wide receivers.
Jason Cradden
Marshall
at
in
D-tackle.
motion. Goodwin fades back. Pass to Jason Hall is incomplete.
It's coverage on the play by number 8, Chris Panther. Or Adam Panther, check that.
That was a nice play by Panther, not allowing very much room to catch the ball. That'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Scott Goodwin in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Takes the snap. Scrambles to the right.
Number 29, Luke Perry in on the tackle with the Horde of Bees, helping him out. Mike Novak
Number
in
81, Anton Merritt on the catch.
Novak into the game for number 91, Krat at D-tackle.
No gain on the play, 3rd down and 10.
Ambrose likes to rotate their D-line quite a bit, as you see Krat and Novak rotating in and out.
Yeah, you like to get fresh legs in there because the offensive line will be in there for a number of plays, and the defensive line will get the upper hand by having fresh guys in there. Goodwin in the shotgun, takes the snap and fades back to pass. Pass incomplete to John Hall.
Adam Panther on the coverage.
He's really providing some nice defense this series. They haven't been able to catch the ball when it's been thrown his way.
The Bees defense has really stepped it up so far in this game and is trying to set the tone. That's the 3rd consecutive 3-and-out for the Saints.
St. Francis punt team comes on. Jose Murillo, the punter. Andy Ford back deep to receive his punt. The snap. And the kick bounces out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Puck goes out of bounds at the 19-yard line. First down, St. Ambrose.
It'll be first down St. Ambrose at the 20-yard line.
And the Saints,
Let's hope the Bees can orchestrate another scoring drive like the last two.
Tickets still being sold across from the concession stand.
Bees offense coming onto the field.
and the Saints defense, which is struggling right now.
Washington and 4 to the wide receivers with Kitzman under center and Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Antonick also out in the split position. The deep hand off to Schimmel, who runs to the outside. Tries to cut back and is met by a number of St. Francis players.
Got a good block by Raul Blanco on the play.
The offensive line for St. Ambrose is really doing a nice job this season.
Up of 1, second down and 9.
They battled an injury, a couple injuries here, you know, with Ford being out, and Gersh moving over to left guard.
Brad Cook seems to be having no problems today, making his first collegiate start. He is a freshman for the Bees. Kitzman under center, with Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman rolls out to the right, and a pass to Andy Ford, who was met right away.
And he was tackled by number 22, Jim Hatton.
That was a nice catch by Andy Ford, and it was a gain of about 15 yards.
And the Bees are just passing at will.
It'll be first and 10 for the Fighting Bees at the 35-yard line. Washington to the top of your screen. Ford to the bottom with Schimmel and Parker in the backfield. Ford goes in motion. Kitzman takes the center. Draw play to Schimmel, who busts free for about a 5-yard gain.
And he was tackled on the play by number 7, Ed McLean for the Saints.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. The St. Ambrose Bees
14.
The St. Ambrose Bees leading the Fighting Saints from St. Francis of Illinois 14-0. Fighting Bees football.
All right.
Scores 14-0.
Yep.
And then I'll go in with the offense.
Welcome back. We're watching Fighting Beast football. The score 14-zip. St. Ambrose.
Kitzman hands off to Schimmel, who hands off to Nick Gieselman, who's running down the sideline.
And he got a crushing block.
About the
And that was a crushing block by number 7, Chris Burhans. Man, he sprung him good on that play.
That was a nice reverse play, and that picked up a
Tackle for St. Francis, but it's a first down for St. Ambrose at the 28-yard line.
looked like about a 30-yard pickup on that play. Nick Gieselman really has great speed, and he really got to the outside, and with a nice block, got ahead and brought it down to about the 27-yard line. Kitzman, play action, goes to Jason Lynch, who catches the ball at about and is knocked out about the 3-yard line.
He was forced out of bounds by number 21, Rob Williams for the Saints.
Completed to Jason Lynch. First and goal, St. Ambrose.
That was a pickup of about 25 yards on the play, and it'll be first down St. Ambrose at the 3-yard line.
Thanks.
Kitzman under center with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Aaron Washington in motion. Kitzman fakes a handoff. He's going to take it himself, and it will be St. Ambrose touchdown. Kitzman with a 3-yard run for the score. Kitzman this season has rushed 25 times for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he can add another touchdown to that. Matt Webster on to try the extra point. The snap, the kick, is good. And the St. Ambrose Bees lead 21-0. Just inside the start of the second quarter.
And welcome back.
No, not yet.
And welcome back as we just had another Fighting Bees touchdown. Brings the score now 21-0. St. Ambrose over the Saints.
Ran in a 3-yard touchdown for the Bees. Matt Webster to kick off. He's got the wind at his back this time. A nice kick deep into the end zone. And Ray Lang brings it out to about the 19-yard line from about 9 yards deep in the end zone.
He was tackled on the play by number 29, Luke Perry.
We have some first half stats for you. In the first half, Kitzman was 7 of 10 in passing for 115 yards and 1 touchdown to Joe DuPage, who has 5 catches for 95 yards. Schimmel having a bit of a slower day today than usual, having rushed for 26 yards on 10 carries and 1 touchdown. The St. Francis first half stats. James Marshall rushed 4 times for 9 yards. And Scott Goodwin is 2 of 4 passing for 15 yards. So the St. Ambrose defense really showing a lot of strength in the first quarter.
And there's a personal foul on the kickoff on St. Ambrose. That'll march the ball up 15 more yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints at their own 35-yard line.
Looks like we have Hall and Searcy as the wide receivers. We have Gandy and Marshall in the backfield with Goodwin under center. Searcy in motion. Goodwin takes the snap and hands off to Searcy, who was met in the backfield by a number of St. Ambrose defenders. It looked like Crack got a pretty nasty block in the back of the knees there by one of the offensive linemen. That's a knee injury waiting to happen.
We have tackles number 73, Rory Quinn, and number 91, Jason Kratt into the game.
St. Francis offense coming up to the line with Hall. Searcy and Marshall as the wide receivers. Goodwin in the shotgun formation. Rolls out to the right. He's
Jason Kratt in on the
followed
sack.
up by Jason Kratt.
You know what? He's
number
really
73, Rory Quinn. It looks like number 94, Sean Giffen. All 3 of them in on the play, but Kratt got to him first.
You know what? Kratt's starting to look a lot better. He's coming off a foot injury where he had to miss the first 3 games of the season.
He's only been practicing for about 2 or 3 weeks. He's really stepped it up. He's back into the starting rotation, I think. No, he's checked that he's in the 2nd string rotation. Loss of about 15 yards on the sack. Hall, Searcy, and Marshall, the wide receivers, with Goodwin in the shotgun formation, and Gandy is the fullback. And the St. Ambrose Bees come up with another sack with Quinn.
Number 2,
and
Ricky Shepard in on that.
In on the sack.
That's another 3 and out for the Saints offense.
Loss of nothing on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and 30 for the Saints as they bring out their punter, Jose Marilla, who will be punting to Andy Ford, who is back for the Bees. Here's the punt, almost blocked. It'll take a St. Ambrose bounce all the way back to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st down St. Ambrose.
The Saints defense comes back on the field after giving up 21 points in the first quarter. They're trying to regroup, try to figure out a way to stop the Bees offense.
Bees offense coming on the field with Burhans, Antonik, and DuPage and Ford as the wide receivers. Looks like DuPage will line up in the backfield with Schimmel and Kitzman in the shotgun formation. DuPage in motion. Snap to Kitzman. Fakes the handoff and drops back to pass. A long pass complete to Ryan Antonik, who runs down to the 7-yard line. A beautiful pass from Jeff Kitzman to Ryan Antonick for a gain of about 30 yards.
He was tackled on a play by number 7, Ed McLean, on the Saints. And that's another St. Ambrose first down.
The Bees are just passing all over this St. Francis defense. They just can't seem to
Yeah, they're really
have any pass coverage.
Yeah, they're really struggling out there right now, Andy. I don't know what to think. They better find a way to stop this offense, or this game's going to get pretty bad.
Ford, DuPage, and Burhans are the wide receivers with Kitzman in the shotgun formation and Schimmel to his left. It's first down and goal from the 8-yard line. Kitzman pass incomplete. Just out of reach of tight end Ryan Antonick.
Yeah, number McLean again on the coverage.
That'll bring up a second down play from the 8-yard line. Steve Parker coming in the game.
What's impressed me is the Ambrose O-line is really doing a good job.
They have provided some great protection for Kitzman, who is doing a wonderful job passing in this first half. DuPage and Burhans are the wide receivers with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman under center. DuPage in motion. A swing pass to Schimmel, who runs in for the touchdown.
But there's two flags on the play.
Ball into the end zone for St. Ambrose. Flag on the play.
We'll see what the call is. Looks like it's going to be on St. Ambrose.
Schimmel really has great speed getting to the outside like that and busting free for the touchdown.
Yeah, I practiced against him during the week, and he's got great cuts and good moves.
Call is holding against St. Ambrose. That will nullify.
The call is holding against St. Ambrose. That will nullify the touchdown.
That'll bring the ball back
to about the 18-yard line. It's about a 10-yard penalty. Ball's brought back to the 18-yard line after the holding play. It'll be second and goal from the 18-yard line. Steve Parker comes out of the game. Andy Ford enters the game. Ford, Burhans, and DuPage are the wide receivers. Kitzman under center with Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Schimmel. Has all day to pass. Oh, and Schimmel just barely misses that touchdown. The offensive line is providing some great protection. Kitzman has ample amount of time back in the pocket to pass. And I think that's a big part of the passing success of St. Ambrose today.
Yeah, I definitely would agree on that.
Parker back in the game. Ryan Antonick will take a break. Ford, DuPage, and Burhans, of course, are the wide receivers. Schimmel and Parker are in the backfield with Kitzman in the shotgun formation. Kitzman takes the snap.
It's like flag on the play.
Kitzman still having enough time to pass after scrambling around. Throws it incomplete out of the back of the end zone. There's a flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be an illegal procedure on the offense, I believe.
Illegal motion against St. Ambrose.
And again, penalties are really hurting the Bees in this first half. They've had a few in the first quarter, and they had 2 on this drive that brought them back to the 18-yard line, and now it's going to bring them back 5 yards. And they're really shooting themselves in the foot, per se.
You know what?
It will be fourth down. They will not. The
Bees have had
declined, and the St. Francis will have fourth down. Matt Webster and the field goal unit on to try about a 35-yard field goal, 36-yard field goal. Kick is up.
And he missed it.
And it is good.
That's good.
Yeah, it did look like that
Check that. That was good. That was my mistake.
It did look like it went to the left of the upright, but it went through. And St. Ambrose leads 24-0 with 11 minutes to play in the first half. You're watching St. Ambrose football on the Family Ties Production Network.
Welcome back to Bees football. It's 24-zip. St. Ambrose fighting Bees.
Matt Webster just kicked a beautiful 35-yard field goal. And here he is about to kick off. With the wind at his back, he gets the ball up high. Lands at about the 1-yard line. Is taken by Ray Lang, who brings it out to about the 28-yard line. And the St. Francis offense will take over.
Was tackled on the play.
By Ryan
Foster in on the play.
It'll be first down. Francis at their 27-yard line.
It'll be first down St. Francis at the 27-yard line. 11 minutes to play in this second quarter. Hall, Searcy, and
Got Mike
Ricky
Novak
Wallace at the wide receiver positions with
out at DN for the Bees.
Goodwin in the shotgun formation, who hands off to Anton Merritt.
And he is stuck in the backfield.
He is met by a number of Bees defenders. Climbing off the pile is Jason Kratt and Kevin Hopkins, the inside linebacker. That'll be a loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 13 from the 26-yard line. Wallace, Searcy, Hall, and Goodwin under center, takes the snap, passes to Wallace, who is just drilled by Ricky Shepard. Wallace drops the ball in the play. That'll bring up a third down and 13. Third down and 12, excuse me.
Brandon Graves in for Rory Quinn on the D-line. Try to get some fresh bodies in there to put some pressure on Marshall, or Goodwin.
Goodwin in the shotgun formation with Merritt to the right of him. Marshall, Searcy, and Hall are the wide receivers. Goodwin takes the snap, fires. The ball's knocked away by Ryan Foster and caught by Jason Hall.
That was an unfortunate break for the Bees. He made a great break on the ball, but just tipped it up and went right to the receiver.
It'll still bring up a fourth down. There's not enough for the first down, so it'll be fourth down and about 2 for St. Francis.
Ryan Foster in on the tackle for St. Ambrose after tipping the ball. It'll be fourth down.
Jose Murillo back to punt. And Andy Ford deep for St. Ambrose. Snap. Almost. Murillo bobbles the ball and gets it away just barely.
Wow, that was a tremendous punt in that situation.
Bad snap. Good job by Murillo to knock the ball down, but he bobbled it and just barely got it away. Ball goes out of bounds at the St. Ambrose 48-yard line, where the Bees will take over.
Comes the Saints defense back on the field. We'll see if they have an answer to stop the Bees offense.
Yeah, the last series they relied on Bees penalties to help stop the Bees offense. Kitzman under center with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Washington and DuPage are the receivers. Kitzman takes the snap and hands off to Schimmel, who breaks free for about a 8-yard pickup in the play.
He was tackled on the play by number 54, Adam Raznick.
Joe Schimmel having an outstanding season. Again, rushing for almost 600 yards in his first 4 games. And 9 touchdowns. Kitzman under center, Schimmel in the backfield, Washington and Ford are the wide receivers. Kitzman takes the snap, hands off to Schimmel again, who runs forward and is met 1 yard shy of the first down.
78 David Pollock in on the tackle.
That'll bring up a third down and 2. There was no gain on the play. Looks like about third down and 1.5 yards. Washington, DuPage, and Ford are the wide receivers. Kitzman in the shotgun formation with Schimmel to his right. Ford in motion. Snap to Kitzman, who fades back to pass. Pass intercepted.
By number 55, TJ Gruber.
Who's brought down by Gabe Barta after the interception from Kitzman.
And you know what? That's exactly what the Saints defense needed. They needed to get a turnover and stop the Bees offense from getting another score.
Kitzman last week having a little trouble with interceptions, threw 4 in the game in the 1-point loss to Olivet Nazarene. Nice pursuit by Gabe Barta, not letting the St. Francis defender score. Goodwin in shotgun formation. Running the option to the right, keeps it himself and runs, cuts back towards the middle to pick up about 9 yards on the play.
Like Mike Novak in on the tackle.
Ball will be placed at about the 21-yard line. Maybe 2nd and 1 for the Saints. Goodwin under center with Searcy, Marshall, and Hall as the wide receivers. Also Chris Frash.
That's some great penetration right there by number 73, Rory Quinn. Makes the tackle in the backfield.
Looks like we've got a player down. Number 45, Fred Gandy, who took the handoff from Goodwin and was met pretty hard by St. Ambrose defense. And we're going to take a timeout while they assess his injury. You're watching St. Ambrose football on the Family. Welcome back. Goodwin under center, pitches to Marshall, runs to the outside, who is stuck by TJ Sheedy.
It's a good fill, but it looks like you just got enough for the first down.
That was a nice play by Sheedy coming through and making the big hit. Unfortunately, the Saints picked up the first down. 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 18-yard line. Searcy and Hall, wide receivers, along with Merritt and Marshall in the backfield. Goodwin under center. Takes the snap and hands off to Marshall. No, he keeps it himself and runs to the outside, who is met by a number of defenders from St. Ambrose.
94, Sean Giffen.
Loses about 5 yards on the play. 2nd down and 15 for the Saints at the 22-yard line. Wallace, Searcy, and Hall at wide receiver, along with Frosch. Goodwin in this shotgun formation with Merritt to his right, takes the snap, drops back, scrambles forward. He is brought down by number 48, Jake Brower. Looks like a gain of about 6 on the play.
And the Fighting Bees defense is putting some pressure and
really
forcing
getting
Goodwin.
nice pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to flood the pocket.
Jake Brower, tackle for St. Ambrose. They pick up a 5, 3rd down and 10.
3rd down and 10 from the 18-yard line. A little confusion on the St. Francis side of the ball, and they will take a timeout. St. Ambrose ahead by 24 with 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. You're watching St. Ambrose football.
All right.
Welcome back to St. Ambrose football. Searcy, Frosch, and Hall, the wide receivers, shotgun snap to Goodwin, who is flushed out of the pocket again and runs to the left side, slides for the first down, and is nailed by about 5 St. Ambrose defenders. Leading those defenders were Mike Novak and Ricky
Luke Perry coming up on the fill too.
St. Francis will be just shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down and 1 from the 9-yard line. It looks like St. Francis will go for it. Scott Goodwin not leaving the field. Paul Wallace, Cersei, and Ray Lang, the wide receivers. Shotgun snap to Goodwin, who flips the ball to number 6, Jason Hall, for the touchdown, as he was brought down in the backfield.
Pressure on the play was done by number 45, Mike Oscar, but
it wasn't enough that Goodwin just flipped it up in the air, and
it's actually a pretty
ball
good play by
dragged
the
in.
quarterback there.
Yeah, it was a very heads-up play to see his wide receiver standing out there and get him the ball for the touchdown. Murillo in to try the extra point. The snap to Pena is high, puts it down, and the kick goes through the uprights. The first score of the afternoon for the St. Francis Saints, and St. Ambrose leads 24-7 with 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. A little staticky. And races out to about 9.
Tackle on the play by number 13, Paul.
Turnover last play. Forced a
Threw
turnover.
his first interception of the day, hopefully his last. Kitzman bringing the offense out the field. Burhans and DePage, the wide receivers, with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman under center. Kitzman takes the snap and hands off to Schimmel. Runs to the right and pushes forward for about a gain of 4 yards on the play.
It's tackled by a horde of Saints.
Ball carrier out to the 30-yard line. Picked up a 4, second down.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 play from the 30-yard line for the Bees. Forward in the game, DePage comes out. Burhans and Ford are the wide receivers with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman goes under center. Takes the snap. A draw play to Schimmel, who sprints forward for about a gain of 5 on the play.
It's tackled on the play by number 55, TJ Gruber.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Bees. Aaron Washington enters the game, and Chris Burhans will take a breather on the sideline. Ford and Washington are the wide receivers with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman under center. Takes the snap. And Schimmel busts free.
Stripped up on the play by number 54, Adam Raznick.
Looks like Schimmel picked up about 5 yards on the play and gives St. Ambrose a 1st down at the 42-yard line. Kitzman under center with Washington and DePage at the wide receiver. Hands off to Schimmel, who dances around a little bit and gains about 8 yards on the play.
Free safety, number 22, Jim Hatton, came up to fill and tackles Schimmel after he got an 8-yard gain.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 play from the 50-yard line. DePage and Burhans, the wide receivers, with Schimmel and Parker in the backfield. Kitzman under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Schimmel, who breaks free for a nice gain of about 15 yards.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier, all the way down to the 36.
That'll give St. Ambrose another 1st down.
And Schimmel's just running right through the holes created by left tackle number 66, Raul Blanco, and Gabe Barta, the left guard. They're really providing some senior leadership over there and opening some holes.
Kitzman under center with Ford and DuPage as wide receivers. Schimmel and Parker in the backfield. Takes the snap. Hands off to Schimmel, who runs to the outside and picks up another
It's tackled again on the play
long gain
by the free safety, number 22, Jim Hatton.
Schimmel picked up another 10 yards on that play. But I think he just, no, he did get the first down.
For a first down, a 10-yard gain to the 25-yard line, first and 10, St. Ambrose.
Kitzman under center with Gieselman coming in the game in the backfield for Schimmel. Takes the handoff. Kitzman fumbles the ball, but it bounces right back up to him. And he takes off. And he breaks free and is
Wow.
running.
And that is-
and Kitzman will score
Touchdown.
on the 25-yard run.
And what a tremendous run on that play.
Wow, that's a really heads-up play. He fumbled the ball, and it bounced right back to him. Dodged a few tacklers and sprinted 25 yards for another St. Ambrose touchdown. That gives Kitzman two rushing touchdowns on the day. He's really showing his legs in this first half. Really showing some strong legs in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, Francis is having a very hard time even stopping his running ability, let alone can't even get to the quarterback.
Matt Webster's kick is blocked, and he picks it up, but is brought down. The kick is no good, and the score is St. Ambrose 30 and St. Francis 7. With 1 minute and 48 to play in the second quarter, you're watching St. Ambrose football. Welcome back to St. Ambrose football.
Stand up for a little bit.
The score is 30-7. St. Ambrose on top with 1 minute and 48 to play in the second quarter. Matt Webster having a little trouble teeing the ball up. The wind has knocked it over a few times.
Yeah, actually, very good conditions today.
Yeah, it's a nice day out, partly cloudy, cool, but very windy. The kick from Matt Webster. Followed about the goal line. It was taken by Ray Lang. And he will bring it out and is just, he is met by Ryan Foster at the 8-yard line.
I believe that's the second
10-yard
special
line.
teams kickoff. It's tackle on the kickoff.
It's very good coverage. The St. Ambrose kickoff team has had good coverage all year. The St. Francis offense takes the field now. Hall and Searcy are the wide receivers. It looks like Marshall's dropped into the wide receiver position. Goodwin under center with Lang in the backfield and Merritt at the fullback. Hands off to Merritt, and he is
Tackle on the play by number 29, Luke Perry.
gain of 12 yards for St. Francis and a first down.
We'll see.
Ball spotted at about the 21-yard line.
Interesting play call with about minute 30 left. Clock still running.
You would think they would try and pass the ball down the field, but they haven't had much luck with the pressure that the St. Ambrose defensive line has provided so far this game. Handoff to Lang, who is met at the line of scrimmage.
And I just... Yeah, it looks like I'm trying to figure out what the Saints are trying to do. That clock is... No, I guess they finally called a timeout, but 2 run plays?
Looked like Mike Ossaker and Brandon Graves were on that last tackle. Yeah, usually teams in this situation would try and pass the ball down the field, but they just seem to be running the clock out at this point.
I just don't get it. You know, you run 2 plays and then you don't call a timeout, or then you decide to call a timeout.
You're watching St. Ambrose football. Welcome back to St. Ambrose football. Goodwin in the shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. He hits Ray Lang, out in the flat. And he picks up 12 yards on the play, and that'll give St. Francis the first down.
He was forced out of bounds by number 29, Luke Perry.
First down, St. Francis.
Now that's a little more of what you would expect in this position. Get the ball out to the flat so you can get a few yards and get the ball out of bounds.
And we got a
The clock.
personal foul on Ambrose, so that's going to march another 15 yards down the field. You know, that's just something you just don't want to do in this situation.
Yeah,
I mean,
you really can't make mistakes like that and give them the extra yards.
you played a good half. You know, you don't want to let St. Francis try to have any little momentum they can try to have it going into halftime.
Yeah, you just can't give up mistakes like that. Personal foul will move the ball up 15 yards and will be spotted at the 49-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for the St. Francis offense. Hall and Cersei, the wide receivers, along with Marshall. Goodwin under center with Merritt and Lang in the backfield. Marshall in motion. Goodwin takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Merritt, and is met.
Scott Goodwin.
Flag down on the play.
Goodwin picked up about 3 yards on the play on the option keeper.
The referees conversing at about the 48.
Holding on St. Francis, and that'll take yards.
Another interesting play call. I mean, kind of do the option, but you don't really get out of bounds. Got more time taken off the clock, and you're moving the ball on the pass a little bit. But
And to top it off, you picked up a penalty.
yeah, they're just really struggling out
Really,
there.
nothing good came out of that play for St. Francis.
Ball will be marked at the 40-yard line.
Ball's marked at the 40-yard line. It'll be first down and 19,
First down, first and 20.
and the clock is still running with 42 seconds left. Marshall, Cersei, and Hall, the wide receivers, with Lang and Merritt in the backfield. And Goodwin in the shotgun formation takes the snap and hands off to Lang, who runs up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards. And I think at this point, they're just going to let the clock run out.
Yeah, it looks like it to me. Kevin Hopkins in on the tackle.
From the beginning of this drive, it looked like they were just going to let the ball, let the clock run out by choosing a few running plays and only one pass play.
And what an excellent first half by here, the Fighting Bees. They came out strong in response to their last two losses. Looks like they're pretty mad and aggressive. And
Kitzman having an excellent first half, having a couple touchdown runs and a touchdown pass. And we're back momentarily to give you some halftime stats. In the first half, the St. Ambrose offense picked up a dazzling 324 offensive yards to St. Francis's 58 total first half yards. Jeff Kitzman was 9 of 16 passing for 169 yards and 1 touchdown, also 1 interception. Joe Schimmel, 18 rushes for 83 yards and 1 touchdown. Jeff Kitzman, using his legs a little more in the first half, rushed 5 times for 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Joe DePage, being his leading receiver, he's hit DePage 5 times for 95 yards and 1 touchdown.
yeah, there's some definite first half domination on the defense by St. Ambrose,
Only giving up 58 first half yards. That's pretty impressive.
Saints top running back James Marshall only had 12 yards on 5 carries. It's pretty good run stuffing.
That's pretty good. And their pass defense has been excellent as well. Scott Goodwin was 5 of 8 for 47 yards as Matt Webster opens up the second half with a kick to the 5-yard line.
Flags fly on the play. Looks like it's going to be an illegal block in the back by St. Francis.
Ball was returned 15 yards by Scott Henya. And there's a number of flags on the field. Penalties against St. Francis.
That'll march the ball back another 10 yards. So it looks like St. Francis is going to be starting off at about their own, looks like right around their own 10-yard line.
That's really not a good way to open up the second half when you're down by this much to have such poor field position. Jason Hall in the first half being Scott Goodwin's #1 receiver with 2 receptions for 19 yards and a 10-yard touchdown pass.
Ball will be marked at the 9-yard
Ambrose defense out on the field. Got number 14 Mike Novak in it, and Brandon Graves in at the tackle positions. Sean Giffen and Jake Brower at the end positions on the D-line.
Scott Goodwin under center, fakes a handoff to the fullback, and gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage by what looks to be the entire
Brandon
St.
Hopkins,
Francis
Sean Giffen,
defensive
and
line. Oh, and there's a flag
Brandon
on the
Graves.
play, and it looks like they're going to call a personal foul.
Sean Griffin and Brandon
a personal foul on the play. It's kind of a tacky call in my eyes, what I kind of see. I mean,
They hadn't blown the play dead yet. I can't see why they would throw a flag in that situation.
quarterback kind of fell down. Kind of looks like he drew the penalty.
Looks like linebacker Kevin Hopkins was at fault on that play.
St. Ambrose.
That's going to push the ball all the way up to the 26-yard line.
Marked at the 25-yard
It'll
line.
be 1st down and 10 for St. Francis. The quarterback on that last play was met by Sean Giffen, Brandon Graves, and linebacker Kevin Hopkins. Scott Goodwin under center. Shifting by the offense. Goodwin takes the snap. Passes to the flats to Searcy. Was brought out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
By number 29, Luke Perry on the tackle.
Flag on the play.
Luke Perry makes the tackle. Another penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against St. Ambrose. That's 2 in a row. That's turning this poor field position for St. Francis into great field position as the ball gets trotted out to about the 49-yard line.
Ambrose 49-yard line. 1st and 10, St. Francis.
Yeah, these penalties are kind of hurting the Bees a little bit on this drive. I mean, it's kind of giving St. Francis a little momentum. They need a lot to get back into this game. It's 30-7. They got to score pretty quick, try to get a couple scores, maybe unravel the Bees a little bit. We'll see how the Bees respond.
St. Francis defense or offense back on the field. Searcy and Hall, the wide receivers, with Marshall and Merritt in the backfield. Goodwin about to go under center. Goodwin takes the snap. Busted play. And he is drilled by Sean Giffen and Mike Novak for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah,
4-yard loss.
Looked like he had trouble with the handoff on that play. It's kind of a broken play, and the Bees snuffed it out and got him for about a 4-yard loss.
2nd and 13. Ball's placed at the St. Francis 47-yard line. Searcy, Hall, and Wallace are the wide receivers with Goodwin in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Blitz is on, the screen pass. And it does not fool Brandon Graves, but the St. Francis offense does pick up 5 yards.
No, it's a pretty good tackle by Brandon Graves on that. There wasn't too many Bees on the field. That could have been a lot more damage on that play than just a 5-yard gain.
It's going to be a 3rd down and a long 9 for the Saints. Bit of a pause on the field.
Looks like some confusion with the St. Francis offense, and they call a timeout.
Timeout. St.
The
Francis.
score is 30-7. You're watching St. Ambrose football. And we're back as the St. Francis offense takes the field, as well as the St. Ambrose defense. Scott Goodwin in shotgun formation with Hall, Searcy, and Wallace. He takes the snap, drops back to pass, and is flushed out of the pocket again, and is swallowed up by senior defensive tackle Brandon Graves. There's a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, he had a really good move on the lineman on that play. He gave him a nice swim move and got past him, ended up getting pressure and got the sack.
Graves is one of the leaders on this defense.
He's really stepping it up.
Holding penalty on the Saints, declined by the Bees. That'll bring up 4th down and about 12 yards. 13 yards, excuse me.
I thought that was a really good job by the Bees defense. They didn't let those penalties really phase them. They've been flying to the ball.
Murillo punts the ball. Takes the St. Francis bounce. Picked up by Ford. That brings it out from about the 10-yard line to the 17-yard line. There's a flag on the play as Ford was taken down by about 4 St. Francis defenders.
Trying to wait for the call yet. Looks like it's going to be on St. Ambrose.
Looks like a block in the back. Holding on St. Ambrose.
Refs still discussing where they're going to spot the ball. While the B offense is on the sideline, ready to take the field. See if they can continue their scoring assault.
And the St. Ambrose offense takes the field.
651, 227.
The offense headed up by that strong veteran offensive line.
Have the red ticket, come up and claim your $160.
Burhans and DePage are the wide receivers. Kitzman under center with Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman takes the snap and hands off to Schimmel, who bust free for about 6 yards on the play.
Looked like he was tripped up on the play by Adam Moranczyk on St. Francis.
Schimmel is just having an outstanding year. In the first 4 games, he gained over 100 yards in every game. And from the looks of it, he could do the same this game. Having 83 first half yards and looks like about a 6-yard gain on his first carry in the second half. Ford and Burhans are the wide receivers. Kitzman under center, takes the snap, hands off to Schimmel, who breaks free for another run. Looks like another gain of 6 or 7, and that'll give St. Ambrose another first down.
And once again, St. Francis secondary is having to make a lot of tackles, having to come up because that St. Ambrose O-line has been really creating some holes.
Yeah, they're really doing a nice job moving the defensive linemen out of the way. Give Schimmel some rushing lanes, some running lanes. DuPage and Washington are the wide receivers. Schimmel and Parker in the backfield. Kitzman under center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Schimmel again, who is met at the line of scrimmage.
By number 93, Joe Ostrowski. Looks like the D-line maybe got a little penetration on that play. Held the Bees to about 1 yard.
No gain, second down.
No gain on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for St. Ambrose. DuPage and Burhans are the wide receivers. Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman under center. Kitzman takes the snap. Play fake to Schimmel. Pass to Parker, who, very nice catch for about 3 or 4 yards.
He was tackled on play by T.J. Gruber, who was in on the coverage.
Good hands by Parker, who this week is taking the starting fullback duties from injured Steve Clary, who has a high ankle sprain and is out for an undetermined amount of time. Steve Parker, being a freshman, is really doing a nice job in his first collegiate start. Ford, DuPage, Burhans, and Washington. Kitzman in the shotgun. with Schimmel to his right. Forward in motion. Kitzman takes the snap. Fires across the middle, complete to Burhands.
It's tackle on the play by number 39,
That'll be a
Ron
10-yard.
Veranda.
That'll be a 10-yard gain and another St. Ambrose first down.
Yeah, I've been really watching some of these freshmen out here taking the spots. You know, Brad Cook has done an excellent job at center, filling in for the injured for Ford. And
Who's also a freshman.
Yeah, Gersh has really shown his versatility by being able to move over to left guard.
Kitzman under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Schimmel, pass to Burhands. It's caught. No, it is incomplete, and there's a flag on the play.
Looked like it's going to be some kind of either defensive holding or interference. I saw it look like he had his shirt.
We'll see what the call is. It's going to be defensive holding. That'll be a 10-yard penalty and an automatic St. Ambrose first down.
Penalty moves the ball to the 45-yard line. First and 10, St. Ambrose.
Kitzman under center. Schimmel in the backfield with Steve Parker and DuPage and Washington are the wide receivers. Option play to the left. Pitch to Schimmel, who cuts back and gains about 4 yards.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier for St. Ambrose.
It's tackled on the play by number 18, Justin Boyder, and a couple other Saints.
Justin Boyder makes the tackle for St. Francis after a 4-yard gain. Second down.
That'll be second down and 6 from about the 49-yard line. Washington and Ford, the wide receivers, Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman under center, takes the snap, hands off to Schimmel, who jukes out of the way of a defensive lineman and runs ahead for about a 7-yard gain.
And once again, the Saints secondary is having to come up and make a tackle after about a 10-yard gain.
That'll bring up a first down yet again for the St. Ambrose offense. Washington and DuPage come to the bottom of your screen. Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. DuPage in motion. Kitzman under center, takes the snap. Kitzman decides to run it himself and picks up a good 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah. You know what's really impressing me about Kitzman is, you know, he's looking back and he sees if he doesn't have a receiver open, he's taking off and running the ball and not trying to do too much with the ball.
There is a flag on the play.
TJ Gruber in on the tackle for St. Francis, but there's a flag down.
Illegal shifting against the Bees. That'll move the ball back about 5 yards, and they will replay the first down.
Moves the ball back to the 48-yard line. First down and 15.
Gets in with the play call.
Ford, the lone receiver, to the bottom of your screen. And of course, Parker and Schimmel in the backfield. Kitzman calls a timeout. You're watching St. Ambrose football. Going this for some reason. Welcome back to St. Ambrose football as the offense lines up. Burhands and Ford are the wide receivers, and Schimmel is the lone back. Kitzman takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and rolls to his right, and is going to be brought down for a sack on the play.
By number 92, Steve Cush. And it looks like St. Ambrose offense is having a little problems right now.
That was a nice job by the defensive tackle to not be fooled by the handoff fake. And keep us contained. And comes up with a big play. It's going to be 2nd down and 25 for the Bees. Kitzman in the shotgun formation with Schimmel and Parker. And the usual wide receivers, Ford, DePage, and Burhans. Kitzman drops back to pass, fires across the field to Ford, who has the ball bounce right out of his hands. That's unusual for Ford to drop a ball like that, because I rarely ever see him in practice where he drops a ball, especially when it's right in his hands.
Yeah, the receivers here that the Bees are pretty sure-handed. Don't drop many balls.
And that's good for a young quarterback. It helps him build up his confidence. And I think that's why Kitzman's having so much success this year. Three wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Washington to the top. Kitzman takes the shotgun snap. Fires downfield. Over the head of Aaron Washington. For an incomplete pass. That'll bring up a 4th down and 25, and the St. Ambrose punting unit.
He's pretty well covered on that play. So it'll bring a chance for St. Francis to try to get something going offensively, which they have not been able to do all day.
Ray Lang drops deep to receive the punt from Ambrose punter John James, another freshman, who is James takes the snap, gets away a high, booming punt that will go into the end zone, but wow, what a leg on that kid.
Yeah, he crushed that.
That was a good 60-plus yard punt. That's a pretty amazing leg for a freshman.
Did you get that ball up in that wind, and sure can carry here.
Yeah. St. Francis offense takes the field. That'll be 1st down from the 20-yard line after the touchback. Hall and Searcy and Marshall at the wide receiver positions, with Lang and Merritt in the backfield. Goodwin under center, Marshall in motion. Goodwin takes the snap. Fake handoff to Lang. Intercepted by Luke Perry. And he will be knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. What a play by Luke Perry.
Yeah, that's another turnover the Bees just forced.
Great pressure by I think it was Sean Giffen on the quarterback pressure, who he forced him to throw it away, and Luke Perry picked it off and ran a couple yards before he was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah. This really puts St. Francis with their backs against the wall, down by 23 points. And now the Bees have the ball deep into their territory.
That would be Luke Perry's first interception of the season. Forward in motion, handoff to Schimmel, who gets met at the line of scrimmage. I think he gained
tackle in the backfield by number 98, Sean Koska.
On the play. No gain on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Burhans, the lone receiver, to the top of your screen. Parker and Schimmel in the backfield, and Kitzman under center with the 2 tight end set. Kitzman takes the snap, drops back with a draw play, and Schimmel races forward for about a 7-yard gain.
You got a good block right there by Kurt Gersh. Really opened up the hole nicely for that little scamper.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 play. 7 yards on that last run by Schimmel. Four receivers. Burhands, Antonik, DuPage, and Ford. Kitzman in the shotgun formation with Schimmel to his right. Ford in motion. Kitzman fires to Andy Ford. That pass is complete for a first down. A little slow getting up on that play.
Tackle play by number 22, Jim Hatton, on the coverage.
That was a nice 7-yard pickup by Ford, and who is hobbling off the field right now. It'd be
Officials timeout here on the field.
Ball at the 5-yard line, first and goal, St. Ambrose.
Washington, DuPage, and Burhands are the wide receivers. Kitzman in the shotgun with Schimmel to his left. Kitzman takes the shotgun snap. Kitzman flushed out of the pocket and throws to Burhands, and they're not going to give him the touchdown. It looked like he caught it with his feet in the end zone, but
Yeah.
different way.
I don't think the ball crossed the plane. I think that's what he's basing it on.
So that'll be second down and goal from the 1-yard line. Washington, the lone receiver, to the top of your screen with the 2 tight end set. Kitzman barrels his way forward.
And that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
And that makes it 36-7 with the field goal unit coming onto the field.
I think with that touchdown, you could pretty much say that this game's pretty much...
It's going to take a lot for St. Francis to come back in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of a crippling effect on their team.
Matt Webster's kick is straight through the uprights, and with Kitzman's 3rd rushing touchdown of the day, the Bees have a commanding 37-7 lead. Four minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. St. Ambrose with a commanding 30-point lead. Matt Webster teeing the ball up. And with the wind at his back, he boots this one downfield about midway through the end zone, and Ray Lang brings it out. Yet again, is met by
Brian
Hunt
and
Luke Perry. So the kickoff coverage continues.
Yeah, it's been very good today for the Bees. I don't think the Saints have really been able to get a kickoff return past the 30-yard line.
St. Francis offense on the field, as well as the St. Ambrose defense. Cersei, Wallace, Frosch, and Hall are the wide receivers, with Merritt in the backfield, and Goodwin under center. Takes the snap and fires. Intercepted by Adam Panther.
And he's going. And he's going to take it on in for a Bees touchdown.
Adam Panther returns the interception 25 yards for another St. Ambrose touchdown.
Yeah, I think there was some miscommunication with the receiver because he threw it right at Panther, and Panther stepped up, made a nice play, broke the tackle, and took it on into the end zone.
What a play by this junior cornerback. This defense not letting down at all in the second half, still playing with the same intensity as they did in the first half. Coming up with 2 interceptions in this 3rd quarter. Matt Webster on to try the extra point. The snap to Busey, and the kick is blocked. That is the 2nd block kick of the game.
Yeah, the Bees have had a couple problems with a couple block kicks in a couple of the earlier games too.
Yeah, last week when they played Olivet Nazarene, they had 2 block kicks, and that could have been the game-winning points. St. Ambrose leads 43-7. You're watching St. Ambrose football.
That was good though to throw that, like, you know.
Welcome back to Fighting Bee football. The Bees are about to kick off, and they have a 43-7 lead. Matt Webster's kick goes sailing into the end zone. Is taken by Henja, and is met by 4 St. Ambrose players.
And once again, the kickoff team provides excellent coverage.
Ryan Foster again on the tackle for St. Ambrose.
I believe that's Foster's 3rd tackle on the kickoffs today.
He's really doing a nice job getting downfield. The ball is placed at the about the 20.5 yard line. Goodwin in shotgun formation with Hall, Wallace, and Searcy at wide receiver. Handoff to Merritt, who is met immediately by 2 St. Ambrose defensive linemen.
And once again, the Bees are in the Saints backfield.
Looks like Graves, Brower, and Mike Ossaker were on that tackle. A gain of nothing. 2nd and 10 for St. Francis.
Mike Ossaker makes the tackle for the team.
Goodwin in shotgun again. Takes the snap. Fires. Complete to Hall.
Goodwin's pass to Jason Hall complete.
For a
Adam
pickup,
Panther in on the tackle on the coverage.
for a pickup of 7 yards.
Panther makes the tackle pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Goodwin under center with 4 St. Francis receivers. He hands off to Merritt, who is met almost immediately by Kratt, but Merritt manages to rumble ahead for 2 extra yards.
But it looks like they're still going to be short, a couple of yards short, and they're bringing out their punt team.
That's going to bring up a 4th and 1, and here comes the St. Francis punt team. Murillo to receive the snap from Cale Jasper, deep to receive the punt. Kick. Cale Jasper takes the ball, and he stumbles to the 45-yard line.
It's tackled on the play by the Saints punt coverage team.
1st and 10 St. Ambrose at the 34-yard line. Burhans, Washington, and DuPage at the wide receivers. Kitzman in shotgun formation with Gieselman and Schimmel. Kitzman takes the snap, fakes the handoff. No, gives the ball to Schimmel, who rushes ahead for about 6 yards.
It's tackled on the play by number 49, Jonathan Severin.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier for St. Ambrose. Jonathan Severin in on the tackle for St. Francis, a pickup of 7 in 2nd down.
Kitzman will go under center. 2 wide receivers, DuPage and Burhans to the top of your screen. Kitzman hands off to Schimmel.
Big hole.
And Schimmel races forward for a gain of 14 yards and another St. Ambrose first down.
It's tackled on the play by number 22, Jim Henton.
And I think it's pretty safe to say that Schimmel has a 5th straight 100-yard rushing game. Congratulations to him.
It's a credit to give credit to his O-line for really providing a lot of those holes.
They've really opened up some nice holes this game and in the previous games too. Kitzman takes the snap and hands off to Parker, who breaks loose and is running down the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
He was forced out by the linebacker, number 54, Adam Radzanek.
That's a 20-yard pickup for the freshman Parker. And another St. Ambrose first down.
First and 10, St. Ambrose.
Kitzman goes under center. DuPage and Washington. The wide receivers, Parker shifts to the right. Flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Bees offense.
That's going to be either their 3rd or 4th false start of the game.
Penalty on the play. False start against St. Ambrose.
But regardless, the offensive line is doing a fabulous job blocking for Kitzman and the running backs, Parker and Schimmel. That'll make it 1st and 15 at the 30-yard line. Schimmel, the lone back, with DuPage and Washington as the wide receiver. DuPage in motion. Kitzman hands off to Schimmel. And he will pick up about 4 yards. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. St. Ambrose with a commanding 43-7 lead. You're watching St. Ambrose football. Welcome back to St. Ambrose football, the start of the 4th quarter. Kitzman under center, takes the snap, hands off to Joe Schimmel, who stumbles ahead for maybe a yard.
He was tackled by number 39, Von Veranda.
Joe Schimmel, the ball carrier, brought down by Ron Veranda.
No gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Aaron Washington coming into the game for Chris Burhans. Washington and DuPage are the wide receivers. And Parker and Schimmel are still in the backfield. And Kitzman under center. Takes the snap, drops back, and is going to be sacked again
by number 66, David Sr. That'll help stop the bleeding a little bit.
It's going to be a loss of about 7 yards on the sack, and that'll bring up a 4th and 20. It looks like the St. Ambrose offense is going to go for it. I don't see Kitzman leaving the field. The wide receivers, DuPage and Burhans, Kitzman and shotgun with Schimmel. The snap.
A little crafty punt there by Kitz.
And a pooch kick.
Wow.
That is down by Burhans at the 2-yard line.
I like that call. That really caught him off guard.
That was a good call in that situation. And it worked out nicely for the Bees.
You know, I didn't even know Kitzman could punt.
So he can pass, run, and punt. The St. Francis offense takes the field with a new quarterback.
Michael Hall. Number 14, Michael Hall, in at quarterback for the Saints. Well, hey, your offense really hasn't put that much points on the board. It's 4th quarter.
Might as well let the younger guys get a couple snaps. Michael Hall, being a redshirt freshman, takes the snap and hands off to Marshall, who is stopped in the end zone. And we haven't gotten a call yet if it's a safety.
But there's a flag down on the play. I hate to say it, but it might be Ambrose lined up in the neutral zone.
Some third quarter statistics.
St. Ambrose, 5-yard penalty. First and 5.
St. Ambrose through 3 quarters, 223 yards rushing. Schimmel, 27 rushes for 139 yards. And Kitzman having an outstanding rushing game, rushing 8 times for 32 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, Kitzman is 13 for 22 passing with 190 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Hall with the pitch to Marshall, who is
stuck by number 45, Mike Ossiker.
Mike Ossiker with the huge hit on Marshall.
James Marshall, the ball carrier for St. Francis. Sean Griffin makes the tackle for St. Ambrose.
St. Francis through 3 quarters has 75 total yards, 68 passing, and only 7 yards rushing. What a job by this St. Ambrose defense.
Yeah, you can't say enough about that. I mean, that's just your offense has got.
The leading rushers for St. Francis is Antoine Merritt and James Marshall, who both have 12 yards rushing apiece. Quarterback Scott Goodwin was 8 for 13 with 2 interceptions. He passed for 68 yards and 1 touchdown before his exit at the beginning of the 4th quarter.
Plays against St. Ambrose. Offside.
The penalty is offsides against St. Ambrose. That will give St. Francis a first down.
It's 2 offsides
at the 15-yard line.
Penalties this series. But you know what? That's kind of a testament to show that the Bees defense, they like to get at you. Sometimes when you get a little too aggressive, you get some offsides penalties.
Mike Hall under center. Takes the snap and fakes the handoff. Passes the ball downfield, and it is off the fingertips of Searcy. Great coverage on the play from Adam Panther, who was having an outstanding game. Having an interception. Returned for a touchdown. And a number of great defensive plays.
I think also the Ambrose defense is a testament by Coach Rich Wright. His game plan looks like they've definitely stymied the St. Francis offense.
I would have to agree. Michael Hall under center. Some shifting by the St. Francis offense. Hands off to Marshall, who is brought down by, it looks like, Luke Perry.
James Marshall, the ball carrier for St. Francis.
No gain on the play.
Kevin Hopkins makes the stop.
Check that. It was Kevin Hopkins on the tackle. 3rd down and 10 for St. Francis. Searcy and Hall are still the wide receivers, with Marshall and Merritt accompanying Hall in the backfield. Takes the shotgun snap and is just stuck by TJ Sheedy on the safety blitz.
Yeah, that was a nice call. He really came hard and hit that. Forced Hall to rush the pass.
That'll bring up a 4th down and 10, and the St. Francis punting unit has come onto the field for its 6th time in the game. Jose Murillo will punt to Cale Jasper, who is awaiting back at the 43-yard line. Cale takes the punt. and doesn't get much, maybe 5 yards. It looks like Ryan Foster's a little slow getting up. It looks like Coach Sturdy's going to give Kitzman the rest of the day off and let JT Busey have a few snaps. JT, a junior quarterback from Lewiston, Illinois. Takes the snap, pitches to Gieselman, who is met by 3 St. Francis defenders and gains 1 yard.
Yeah, he was led on the tackle by number 55, TJ Gruber. He's actually had a good game for the Saints. One of the bright spots. He had an interception.
Busey under center with Gieselman in the backfield. Hands off to Gieselman, who fumbles the ball, and
Looks like Ambrose recovered.
the ball is recovered by
Brady.
Jason Lynch.
It's good heads up play by Lynch. See that ball pop out, jumped right on it.
Third down and 10 for the Bees at the 48-yard line. Burhans and Washington, the wide receivers. Gieselman in the backfield. Washington goes in motion. Busey takes the snap and hands off to Gieselman.
Big hole.
And Gieselman rushes ahead for about 9 yards.
Was brought down on the play by number 36, Tom Oldsta.
Looks like he's going to be about 1 yard shy of the first down. And I think the St. Ambrose offense is going to go for it. Busey under center takes the ball and runs ahead, and it looks like he has the first down.
Good effort by the Saints defense, but we'll see where they mark.
That was a nice surge by the Ambrose offensive line.
But it just wasn't enough. And it will be first down, Bees.
Steve Parker re-enters.
Ryan Mello checks out.
Busey under center. Hands off to Gieselman. Runs to the outside.
Nice
And
hole where he gets about
gains
10
about
yards.
10 yards on the play. 11 yards.
Tackle on the play
to
by
the-
number 55, TJ Gruber.
Gieselman brings the ball down to the 30-yard line, and I think that's going to give St. Ambrose another first down.
And the Urban Factory tackle, first and 10, St. Ambrose.
Busey under center with Mello as the fullback. And Gieselman taking the ball. Running for about 1 yard.
Seen a little action from Ryan Mello getting in. He's a transfer out of Grossmont College. He's with, he came a year after Mike Oscar. They're both from the same junior college. And Ambrose likes to recruit out of Southern California and get a lot of JC players. There's about 8 Californians on the roster.
And a lot of them have become starters for the Bees football team. UC takes the snap, hands off to Gieselman, who
Former Bees
makes
quarterback
his way.
Josh Schmidt was also out of Grossmont College, as was all-conference linebacker Adam Clark.
Adam Clark, now a coach for the St. Ambrose football team. He coaches the outside linebackers, and he does a very nice job.
Third down and 4.
Busey under center. Hands off to Gieselman, who races to the outside and has an opening. And Gieselman knocked out of bounds. No. Knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
By number 18, Justin Boyder.
About a 16-yard run.
Ball marked at the 5-yard line, first and goal, St. Ambrose.
Looks like freshman wide receiver Tim Turkowski getting some action late in the game. (43-7) with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. And it looks like a couple of the starting offensive linemen are. Busey takes the snap and hands off to Parker, who barrels forward.
It's about the 1-yard line. It looks like
Parker, the ball carrier for St. Ambrose.
not a lot.
Really give credit to the St. Ambrose offensive line. Raul Blanco, Gabe Barda, freshman Brad Cook, Kurt Gersh, and Paul Cagle. They really did an excellent job blocking for Schimmel, Parker, and Kitzman today.
Yeah, they really work well as a unit.
They're
one
really
guy-
getting a well-deserved rest right now for the rest of the game.
One guy goes down, it didn't seem like the offense has really missed a beat.
Busey hands off to Gieselman, and he's in the end zone for another St. Ambrose touchdown. See if we can find some new names for you on the offensive line here. Looks like we've got senior Kyle O'Connor, Jonah Mergen, the kick by Matt Webster is good.
Extra point is good. Our score, St. Ambrose 50, St. Francis 7.
And we're back. St. Ambrose in the lead 50-7 with 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Matt Webster to kick off. It's a short kick, bouncing at about the 25-yard line. Taken by Brandon Robinson.
Like Brian
And he
Hunt and on the tackle.
didn't gain much on that return. Some new faces on the St. Ambrose offensive line. Senior Kyle O'Connor, Nick Cooper, freshman Greg Ford, freshman Ryan Johnson, and freshman Jonah Mergen all made appearances in St. Ambrose's offense's last drive.
We also got some new defenders in there for the Bees defense.
Paul Vesey and Andy Wolf at the end positions.
Number 50, Matt Seidel, Looks like he's in at one of the linebacker positions.
Hall's pass complete to Cersei for about 3 yards.
Cordero Sears, the ball carrier. Pick up a 3, second down.
Chad Ottdorfer in there at the other inside linebacker spot to give Hopkins and Oscar the rest of the day off.
Hall takes the snap, pitches to Marshall, who is met by a number of St. Ambrose defenders, led by, it looks like, number 25 Ryan Foster and number 50 Matt Seidel.
Chase Schwigan makes the tackle for St. Ambrose.
The Chase Schwigan in on the tackle too. He took over at, looks like, one of the safety spots for TJ Sheedy.
Hall takes the shotgun snap and fires to Ron Clay.
Michael Hall's pass incomplete. 4th down.
That'll bring up a 4th down and 10 yards for St. Francis.
And the Bees defense holds them again.
And the St. Francis offense just sputtering today, not being able to gain anything on the ground and minimal yards through the air. Murillo back to punt, and Cale Jasper to receive the punt. A booming kick from Murillo that will bounce into the end zone.
That was a nice punt
But
there.
that was about about a 72-yard punt. Wow. But it goes into the end zone, and that'll give St. Ambrose the ball on the 20-yard line. With
Yeah, looking
3
across,
minutes and 18 seconds left in the game.
looking across the stands, right across the way, and the field across the street. Got a lot of Ambrose support. It's homecoming weekend this weekend.
A lot of cars out there, a lot of students. That's where the students like to gather for the game.
Yeah, they have some pregame drinks. We'll speculate what they are, what actually they are drinking, but
Busey under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Gieselman, runs to the outside. Breaks one tackle, but is knocked down after what looks like a 7-yard gain. A 5-yard gain, excuse me. Ryan Mello still in at fullback. Gieselman in the tailback position. Busey under center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Gieselman, who is met by a number of St. Francis defenders.
yeah, I give credit to the St. Francis defense. You know, they really haven't given up. You know, they're still trying to fly up, make some plays.
Ron Veranda makes the tackle for St. Francis.
Ron Veranda on the tackle for St. Francis. 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line. Busey under center, takes the snap, hands off again to Gieselman, who loses a couple yards on the play and fumbles, but he was down.
Just tackled on the play by number 55, TJ Gruber.
Boy, his name's been mentioned a lot today.
Yeah, he's done a good job for, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, he's one of their bright spots. You know, he had an interception, and, you know, he's playing pretty hard.
So that brings up a 4th down and 9 for St. Ambrose, and the punting unit has come onto the field.
As time ticks down, Ambrose has run off a lot of time off the clock. We got down to about a minute left in the game. See if St. Francis tries to mount. maybe an offensive drive, try to get some more points on the board. Looking at next week, St. Francis hosts William Penn University. So they'll try to get back on track and try to win their first conference game. The Bees travel to Trinity International in Deerfield, Illinois.
James punt. Low. Taken by Henya.
It's tackled on the play by number 94, Sean Giff. There's another penalty flag on the play.
32-yard line, first and 10.
The second string St. Ambrose defense takes the field.
Yeah. Got a legal block on the back in the play. It'll push the ball back. Looks like to St. Francis' own 22-yard line. And it'll be first and 10.
Ball marked at the 23-yard line. Quarterback Hall in shotgun formation with 4 receivers. Takes the snap. Passes across the middle, incomplete.
Ball incomplete, second down.
That brings up a second down.
I'd like to bring up the fact the St. Ambrose JV last Monday defeated Augustana College in a JV game.
Pass intercepted by Chase Schweigen, who is still on his feet.
And that will that will end this game with the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees 50, St. Francis, Illinois Saints 7. I'm Nick Hoadley, and this is my
Corporal.
partner in crime, Andy Corporal, and we thank you for joining us.
We welcome you back once again as St. Ambrose dominates the St. Francis Saints 50-7. Quite a game for the St. Ambrose offense, putting up 459 total yards.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed too, and also the St. Ambrose defense. I mean, they basically, 7 points is, we had a turnover deep inside our own red zone, and our defense really did well.
Only giving up 79 total yards. Their rushing defense really did a nice job, only giving up 9 yards on 27 carries.
They also had 6 sacks.
Outstanding.
6 sacks for 41 yards.
Yeah, their pressure on the
41
quarterback
yards.
was rough all afternoon long.
Brandon Graves in on a few. Sean Giffen.
And
Jason
I think
Kratt.
Kratt had one. Key players today for the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees. Jeff Kitzman was 13 of 22 with 1 interception and 1 touchdown and 190 yards passing. On the ground game, Joe Schimmel, another outstanding 100-plus yard game. 28 rushes for 193 yards. Nick Gieselman had a good fourth quarter, rushing 12 times for 82 yards and a touchdown. Kitzman also rushed 9 times for 24 yards and a eye-popping 3 touchdowns.
I'd have to say our defensive player of the game would have to go to Adam Panther.
Oh, definitely.
He
Had a number of nice plays, knockdowns, pass breakups, and of course the interception return for a touchdown. We'd have to give the defensive player of the game to Adam Panther. The offensive player of the game goes to Jeff Kitzman, who of course was 13 of 22 for 190 yards and 1 touchdown. But the stat that really gives him the award is the 3 rushing touchdowns. And of course, Kitzman is also the game most valuable player. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all the Ambrose players and coaches. And this is Andy Corporal.
And I'm Nick Odley.